In Chapter 6, we're going to be talking about personal finance. So for the first one, we're just going to look at choosing a bank account and looking at different options that a certain bank might offer you. So most of the time when you go into a bank, there'll be different banking options that you can go with, and each bank will have its own names for everything. But if you go in, they'll typically have a checking account, they'll have a savings account, they might have another account of some sort, but basically they're checking or savings. Savings, sometimes they have a couple of different options, but we also have different fees or interest attached to each type of account. Now, savings account typically have a little bit higher interest because the idea is that your money is going to stay in there. They might do things like put a 24-hour hold on money. So if you want to, say, transfer money out of there into your checking account, you can't do it till the next day. So the idea is that money is there just to kind of sit there. Your checking account is typically your money that's readily available. So if you have a debit card, it usually goes off of a checking account. Not necessarily. Some banks will set them up off a savings account, things like that too. But different ones allow different types of transactions, and also in order to earn interest, some accounts require minimum balance. Again, it totally depends on the institution that you are going to and whatnot. So let's look at what we've got here. Just going to make it a little bit bigger. Go into view. Okay, so we also offer different services such as your ATM, so that's where you go to the bank machine. Computer options, so you can go online and make payments and transfers. You can even deposit a check now just by taking a picture, and it goes online. There's also full service, so that's where you actually go into the bank and talk to somebody there and do some banking. So they're called teller assisted. So those are your two types of services. Either you're doing it on your own through a banking machine, through the computer, through your telephone, etc., or there's somebody helping you at the bank. To use an ATM, you need a bank card. You also need some sort of PIN. Probably a lot of you have a bank card at this point. This is a debit card, so you can't take money out unless you actually have money in there. So for this booklet, this is what we are going to be using. Now, this isn't going to be the same at every single financial institution. This is just the Northwest Bank of Canada service packages. So they've got 4 different accounts. They've got the value account here. There's a monthly fee of $3.90. If you keep at least $1,000 in your account for the entire month, they won't charge you that. You get 10 self-service transactions, which means writing a check, doing a withdrawal through the ATM, making a bill payment, could be online, through the phone, an automatic bill payment, debit purchases, so going in and getting something with your bank card, or transfers to other accounts. So you might take money out of that account and put it in a savings account, for example. Charges for additional transactions for self-service. So again, most of these would be self-service unless you're going into the bank to do them. It's 50 cents. Teller assisted is $1. And if you go to the ATM to make a withdrawal at a bank that's not the Northwest Bank of Canada, they're going to charge you $1.50. We don't have any interest rate given here. And here's just some definitions. So self-service, any transaction that does not require a bank teller. So this includes withdrawals, deposits, checks, money transfers, direct payment purchases, and transactions made at ATM by telephone or online. And then teller assisted, all transactions that require teller, such as in-branch withdrawals. So you go into the bank, you talk to the person there, and you take money out and they give you the money instead of a machine doing it. Transfers with the teller, again, going into the bank, talking to the teller, making a transfer. A lot of transfers can be done also self-service. Bill payments, again, going into the bank to make the bill payment. Traveler's check, that you would actually have to go in to do. And foreign currency purchases, again, you have to do that at the bank or other financial institution. Then we've got the self-service account here. This one, they charge $10.90, but students and youth under 18 save 50% on that fee. There they'll waive it if you have $1,500, but they give you 25 self-service. And after that, they're 50 cents teller assisted or $1. And again, non-Northwest Bank are $1.50. Full service account, they charge you $24.50 a month unless you keep at least $2,000 in, and then they won't charge you that. You get 40 transactions, doesn't matter which one, and there's no annual fee for a credit card, so you can get a credit card based on that. And if you go over those 40, the self-services are 25 cents each. They don't say anything about teller assisted, so I guess they're assuming you're not going to go over 40. And that wouldn't happen very often. So bonus savings account, there's no fee for this one. You can only do, however, 2 debit transactions. Okay, and anything over that, and whether it's, well, if you have any teller assisted at all, or you do more than those 2, it's $1.25, and there you have a daily interest that grows your balance. Okay, so let's see example 1 here. So in 1 month, Mary makes 2 deposits and 5 cash withdrawals at this bank. She pays 4 bills online. She maintains a balance of over $1,000. Calculate her fees for each of these accounts, and which account would you advise her to use? So she's making 2 deposits, 5 cash withdrawals, and she pays 4 bills online. Her balance is over $1,000, but it doesn't say that it's going to be any higher than that. So for our value account, flip over here. Our value account, well, there's not going to be a monthly fee because that's waived. She gets 10 self-service. So let's look over here. How many did she make? 2 deposits, 5 cash withdrawals. These are all at the ATM, and she pays. So these are all self-service. So she has 11 total. So she has 11 self-service transactions. So there'd be no fee here, but for the 11 self-service, let's go back again. She gets 10 for free, and then she gets charged that there'd be a 50 cent. It would cost her 50 cents. Okay. Self-service account. Now going back again, $10.90. Doesn't say how old she is, does it? No, so we don't actually know which one it's going to be. It might be $10.90, or it might be half of that, which would be $5.45. It wouldn't be waived because she doesn't keep her balance over $1,500. She only keeps it over $1,000. She gets 25 self-service, so she wouldn't be paying for any of them at all other than this fee. So if we go back here, self-service is going to cost her either $10.90 or $5.45, and that's depending on her age and whether or not she's a student, I guess, because she could be over 18 and a student. Looked a little weird. Let's go that. Full service account. Okay, well here it's going to be $24.50 unless she keeps over $2,000, which she doesn't. Everything will be free, but it's going to cost her $24.50. Sorry, what was it? $24.50. Okay, and so then the bonus savings account, well, there's no fee, but she only gets 2 debit transactions, and after that it's $1.25 each. So she's going to have to pay for 9 transactions here, so she gets 2 free. And when we do 9 times $1.25, it's going to cost her $11.25. So if we look at this one's certainly the cheapest. And if this is kind of her typical month, she typically maintains a balance over $1,000, and that's basically what she does. The advice would be to get a value account. So I would advise a value account. So we can see now if she decided to maintain a higher balance, some of these might be better for her, but in this current situation, this value account for 50 cents for that month would be her best option.